Hi, David. Glad you're joining. Hello,
Hi,
David,
David.
your course leader from the
Hi,
University
David.
of Arts. Yeah, Zhenghui, maybe you can share the screen of our Instagram account, then give all our audience a quick look about our exhibition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
can't do it from here. Yeah, if you just join now, you can have a look at our chat box, and Rin just send a link about our Instagram account, which we just launched today. And I'm going to quick introduce our progress today. Again, we might launch around after 5 minutes to wait for our artists to come and join us, and we will give a welcome speech and by Zhehui and Nigu. And later we'll have a 10 minutes introduction of whole exhibition. And after this, we might have invite 13 of our artists to give us a little bit information about their artworks and also about their backgrounds. And after this, we might have a rest and take a group picture, make it as one of our archive material as well. So please be join us around 2 o'clock. Then we can have a group picture. And after all of this will be a curator's comment, will be a curator's view to share with every one of us. And later we will have a Q&A question. So if you have any questions, please hold it until 15 past 2. Then we might going to answer your question. You also can put your question right down the chat box there, and you also can just open your camera and just talking via the Zoom. Now one of our curator is sharing a screen about the artworks we're going to talk about later. So if you have any question, you can just type in the chat box and we will reply it as soon as possible.
Someone raise their hand. You can ask them. Can Jim raise hand? Yeah. So if everyone want to make a comment or want to share their ideas during the whole opening, they can just raise their hand. And yeah. And we'll have a speech.
So during the artist introduction, we will, when the artist speak English, we might type the Chinese around the chat box and we can just see it at the same time. And if you have any question or not clear, you can just type in the chat box and we might get to you as soon as possible.
I think there are enough participants. Most of the artists have joined. Yeah. Already. Yeah. So when we start. So let's start. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone from different countries. Welcome you all to the private view of our exhibition, Everything That Stands to Turn.
欢迎大家来到一切静止的开始旋转开幕仪式的主会场。
The opening will host by Ni, Ivy, and Jiaying by using both English and Chinese language.
今天的开幕仪式将由高泽惠、顾妮、高佳颖共同主持。我们将使用英语与中文两种语言进行今天的开幕活动。
Before we get started, please accept our sincere gratitude to all of our artists. Thanks for your response to the open call, your understand and patience, and all of you guys to join us in this ceremony.
在开始开幕论坛之前，我们由衷地感谢所有参与此次展览的艺术家、策展人以及所有到场的朋友们的支持与鼓励。
The opening is divided into mainly 4 sections. Ni and I will deliver a brief introduction about the concept and the content of the exhibition. Then Jiaying will host the discussion between artists and their interpretation of their artworks. Finally, we invite all of you to take a screenshot photo with us before we move to Q&A free talking section.
今天开幕论坛的内容分为4个板块，高泽惠与顾妮将对展览主题与内容做介绍。之后我们把时间交给高佳颖，她将主持艺术家的创作与对主题的回应，与与会者线上合影。最后策展人将发表个人感言，并与艺术家公众问题互答。
Yeah, so let's move on to a very brief introduction about the concept and theme. The exhibition, Everything Stands to Turn, is made after the open call program called Flows Across the Bridge, experiencing a process of inviting artists, selecting works, and framing a concept.
首先是展览主题与内容的介绍。此次展览由艺术征集活动 Flows Across the Bridge 孵化而来，通过作品征集、筛选、主题制定，最后产出一切静止的开始旋转。
Flows Across the Bridge will continue to call for artworks, and those selected works will later be shown on the official Instagram account at Flows Across the Bridge.
Flows Across the Bridge 将持续进行征集活动，最后入选的作品将在 Instastory 得以展示。
Accompanied by the exhibition, a public program, Walk Across the Bridge, will be held tomorrow in London near Chelsea, and Jiaying will talk about the details later.
与一切静止的开始旋转展览同步进行的艺术活动过桥仪式将于明日在伦敦举行，具体内容佳颖将在之后的环节做介绍。
Yeah, so about the exhibition itself, the title of the exhibition, Everything That Stands to Turn, comes from Nietzsche's book, Thus Spoke Zarathustra, in chapter on the blessed eyes. There's a saying that God is thought that makes crooked everything that is straight and causes everything that stands to turn.
展览题目 Everything That Stands to Turn 出自查拉图斯特拉如是说在幸福岛上一文中的上帝是一种观念，它使一切值得变弯，一切静止的旋转。
According to the title, stand means a stable and habitual living condition before the outbreak of the epidemic, while the turn embodies a state of disorder, chaos, and being upside down during the crisis. This state contained inside each individual, while within the public, it exists in one place while also in the whole world. For instance, we could see this turbulence in Bali's words, "Go out and don't go out," from the news that Fengtai district in Beijing had a second outbreak because of the infectious virus spread again in a wholesale market, and from workers at a chicken plant in North Wales that have tested positive. all of a sudden these affairs encounter us again when everything seems to revive. It is true that people's life would never go back to the original point.
我把一切静止的开始旋转比作后疫情时代下的一种状态，它充满变数，极其动荡，极其不安。这种状态是个体的，也是集体的，存在于一个地方，也存在于多个地方，或是全球的。如鲍里斯上个月要求公民 "Go out and don't go out"， 以及之后的北京三文鱼场再爆发0号病人事件，伦敦鸡肉厂的闹事，所有突如其来的事件将个体们裹挟，使他们在解放与封锁、静止与运转之间发生旋转，而无法脱身。这种 turn 充满迷茫，是一种乱序的旋转，它很难再使个体回到疫情以前的秩序状态中去。
Besides, the title intends to show respect to Shanghai Biennale in 2018, titled Pro-Regress. It is a term coined by an American poet, Edward Cummings, in a poetic experiment, which he implied a kind of contradiction and anxiety caused in the process of revolution and stagnation of development in the early 20th century by merging the words progress and regress to pro-regress. In 2020, facing the COVID-19, we have to permanently swinging back and forth because between the state of stability and chaos, stand and turn for a long, long time.
此次题目也是对2018年上海双年展雨布的致敬。Pro-regress 是美国诗人卡明斯于1931年在诗歌实验中创造的词语。通过结构与粘合、前进和后退，卡明斯暗喻了21世纪初世界发展转型与停滞所裹挟的矛盾与焦虑。而2020年的疫情危机也指证了后疫情时代下的个体终将在很久的前进与后退、静止与旋转之间迂回摆荡。
8 curators selected works from approximately 50 pieces. The group exhibition showcases artworks of 22 artists. 14 of them are Chinese, and the rest 8 are artists from other countries and regions.
本次展览的8位策展人在60件作品当中甄选了来自4个国家的22位艺术家的作品，其中中国艺术家14位，外国艺术家8位。
The exhibition neither displayed the virus nor death. Instead, it brightened a tense atmosphere by creating a dialogue between the outside and inside, between the static and dynamic, and between suffocation and breathing. It invites audiences to jump into this theme with their own background and living environment to find the possible turning point of their lives and choices.
策展人希望艺术家们带着各自的历史与其所处的环境，对静止与旋转给出响应，也邀请观众在经历这场全球性的历史浩劫后，可以找到抗衡静止与旋转这一状态的能力。
Yeah, so this is all about the concept of the exhibition. So next, let's welcome Jiaying to introduce our public programs and the following artist presentations. Thank you.
下面的时间我们交给艺术家们，并请嘉颖为我们主持之后的活动。
Oh, Jiaying, you're mute. We can't hear your voice.
Jiaying, you didn't turn on.
I didn't turn off the mute. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And I'm Jiaying, and today's host. And now I'm going to invite 13 artists to give us a quick view to the artworks they bring to this conversation. And I hope you will enjoy their discussion. Okay, now let's welcome Laura. Hi, Laura. You here?
Hi.
Hi. I can hear you.
I wanted to say thank you for curating this exhibition. It looks amazing. And well, my name is Laura and I'm in Barcelona. And I'm finishing my textile degree at Chelsea College of Art. And I'm specializing in print. I'm both Spanish and British. And I'm in Barcelona because of COVID-19 and I didn't really have an option. So yeah, I focus my work on drawing. I normally like to print on different surfaces, but due to the limit of resources, I've had to focus on expanding my drawing skills, I feel, to showcase work for my final degree. And the piece you can see is it's called the Solar Eclipse, and it was drawn this year. And I'm going to read a little bit of my artist statement. So it's part of a collection called From Trees Life, and it's a series of labor-intensive illustrations that are part of a collection inspired in natural history, but also the symbolic representation of Mother Earth and the inner self. Each piece carries its own meaning, and together they form a system where the physicality of our natural spaces intertwine with our spiritual self. This collection is this piece is a reflection of my interest in slow design, the beauty of the natural world, and a more contemplative way of life. So the drawing for me wasn't just about producing an outcome, it was part of a process of me meditating, and it was almost therapeutic for myself. So this piece in particular was made during the pandemic, and it represents a change of vision. It's a solar eclipse. So I wrote, this was inspired in our current pandemic, which has taken many lives and has made us think of what really matters. I chose a solar eclipse because despite the darkness that has come, there will be renewed strength and an opportunity to rethink our established way of life. And when the eclipse is over. So yeah, that's a brief introduction into this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. And I already shared the Chinese translation around the chat box, and all our audience from China, you can have a look at the chat box. Thank you, Laura, again. And next, we're going to invite our next artist. It's called Chen Mengjie. Hello, Mengjie.
Hello，听得到吗？
Yeah, 可以。
那我就用中文说一下我这件作品。很高兴能够入选这次展览。然后我这次的作品是《浮生若梦》。《浮生若梦》呢是选自庄子里面的一句话：“其生若浮，其死若休。浮生若梦，为欢几何？”也就是人生而浮于世，死而归于平静安然，生死之间处之淡然。作品呢是以少女睡姿悬浮在空中，比喻人生就像短暂的梦境，而死亡不过是一场邂逅。本作品呢采用宣纸作为材料，表达生命的脆弱。作品通过悬挂的方式，使得轻盈的纸张随风转动，以雕塑的形式研究了自我和时间的联系，推敲了生命和消失的存在。谢谢大家。
Thank you.
Thank you, Mengjie. And the English introduction of the Mengjie's artwork is already sent to the chat box. And next artist, we're going to introduce Hu Jiafeng. Hello, Jiafeng.
大家好。
Are you there? Yep. We can hear you.
听得到吗？
Yeah, you can start.
是这样，很高兴在这边和大家见面。那么借此机会分享一下，在这个特殊的疫情期间，我展开的一次关于现代舞和一次实验性的人物的摄影作品展览。那么这个主题的中心呢是围绕无尽之境 samsara 这一概念，恰好也正好和这次我们大家一起讨论的主题一切静止的开始旋转这个主题是有些契合。那么我们的初衷是借用现代舞以及后现代舞的表现形式，去探索人无法掌控的生存路径当中。那么其实围绕这次线上的主题，后疫情时代呢，可以说是一种意识吧，是一种危机的意识，那么一种生命的存在的重新认识。为什么会借用现代和后现代舞嘛？因为当时 现代舞的一个出现和后现代的一个出现，其实是一种革命性的意识，以这样的一种路径进行致敬吧。然后最后还是想强调，不论人类集体的文明创造能力有多么强大，它依然在某一时刻或者某一阶段是较为脆弱的。那么，这也是从这样一个过程当中，让人的意识不要再从keep 在食物链的顶端这样一个过程当中。OK， 我的作品的介绍至此为止。
Hi, thank you. Thank you. There's a bit technical issues here. Thank you, Jeffon. That's a really nice introduction. And next one, we're going to invite Jack Cox. Hi, Jack. Are you here? Hi, Jack. Okay, sorry, Jack might have some connect issue. Okay, we will move on to next one. Next artist is Jay Handy. I already saw Jay Handy already here. Hi, Jay. Would you like to introduce your artworks for us, please?
Yes, as soon as I unmute myself. How is everyone? Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. I was very surprised when I got the invitation and flattered. So thank you for allowing me to participate in such a nice show you've put together. Is everyone seeing my piece, I suppose? Yes, I suppose, okay. I am from, I'm right now in Madison, Wisconsin in the US, but I started my life in Bay City, Michigan, which is a city where I first discovered silk screening. And my paths toward making art was not a straightforward one, but a winding path through some fairly difficult childhood situations. I lived under foster care and in a career field outside the arts as a businessman. I attended Harvard Business School after my undergraduate degree. While this background doesn't overtly inform my art, it has instead covertly influenced me. Both parts of my life ultimately push me toward pursuing what keeps me thinking in the quiet moments, that capturing of a powerful imagery. Like Laura, I do printing. I use Sheen Collé and a dry point engraving. I have a 1,200-pound press that dates back to the 1840s, which comes from France. This method perfectly conjures the nostalgic energy my work centers upon. Just as my time in business school ultimately led me to pursue my MFA at Lesley University College of Art and Design, a childhood that lacked the warm scenes we reminisce about led me to highlight the power of human connection through my art. And this particular piece you're looking at was done on the second day under quarantine here. And it was the most immediate response to a new atmosphere of isolation. When I choose photos for my work, I often sort through thousands of images, but I instantaneously know which one is the perfect photo. The work often centers photos that capture a fleeting sense of sharing a moment with another person. I call these stolen glances, and they all share a common theme of a connection between humans, something that's taken center stage as a necessity in our lives during this quarantine. This piece in particular encapsulates, I think, the charged energy that exists between two people that are fully engaged in communication. The three women seem as though they've been speaking for hours, and a sense of closeness is immediately apparent from their body language. I've used the etching element of this within the work to further highlight the power of human connection, making visible the invisible charge that face-to-face interactions hold. in our current world of social distancing and screen size chatting like we have right now, it's become painfully obvious that despite our technologically driven world, the unique experience of an in-person connection is not easily replaced. My work has always focused on the unmistakably energy of human connection, a subject that's only become more vital to me, and I'm sure everyone else during these times of self-isolation. So that's my story, and I appreciate again having the invitation to share with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. You're really welcome. That's a really nice prescription of your work and also the relation to our exhibition. Thank you. And next artist, we're going to invite Jia Hongyi. Hi, Hongyi, are you here?
I'm here. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can I go start? Hello, everybody. It's my honor to talk about my work, and I would like to I would like to rebuild a connect. I would like to connect a space and connect my early life experience and my own life early life experience and social phenomenon, and connect and with and use the science fiction element to connect the reconversation space to reflect the society. And in this work, my idea was from the K-19 submarine story. But for me, I broke up this story and to rebuild a new world timeline and to create and respected the mind control about the like post-convenience. In this work, because as we know, K-19 submarine was a Soviet Union first around nuclear submarine, and when they built when they start to make when the people to contribute to start to build for this submarine started for 4 people, and when they in the practice on the land is that for the eight person. But in this work, I break this timeline and to start and like for example, like this in the picture, like the sailors will use this submarine to go for to finish the mission. But they know this. Maybe they know this submarine was called the Woodmaker, so they use a mind control machine to connect. They are afraid about the technical problem. 在这个对于我来说，我更喜欢偏向于将个人经历以其历史事件相结合，并用科幻的手法来进行独立的创造世界观，进行反映当下事件。在作品中，在作品中我的灵感来源于对于疫情的思考，以及电影寡妇制造者K-19潜艇的故事所创作。在 K-19 K-19潜艇的故事当中，此潜艇是苏联第一代核潜艇，因为继美国大清华鱼号潜艇下水之后，而为了对于反制美国而进行创作的苏联第一代 第一代核潜艇，北约命名是为旅馆级。在这艘因为这艘潜艇在建造的过程中，因为建造事故死亡了4个人，但是之后在路上的密封性测试中死亡了8个人，所以说这艘潜艇被蒙上了一层寡妇制造者的阴影。同时，在这个问题上，我也联想到，对于疫情来说，疫情的本身已经无外乎当我脱离了疫情去思考的话，疫情的问题已经我们再会想到用作品去反映在宏大的历史背景与滚滚的历史车轮前，个人意志与高强度的政治环境下是无可抵挡的。谢谢。
Thank you, Edward. That's a really nice introduction. And thank you for your translation as well. That will be really good for our Chinese audience here. Thank you again. Okay, next artist, we're going to invite Li Yongjian. Hi.
喂，你好，能听到吗？
可以，您好。
好，大家晚上好，我叫李永健，很荣幸能够参加本次线上展览。然后我的作品跟各位艺术家的作品不太一样，我是一篇文字作品，所以我想更多的从写的这篇文章的思路和我日常感受，因为这是一篇记录我在疫情期间一些所思所想的一篇文章，所以我更多的想从这个文章的创作思路来谈一下这个背景。自年初疫情进入大众的视野以来，很快这一场疫情就演变成了一个全球性的灾难，然后与这个世界上的每个人变得息息相关。我在大学的专业是哲学，所以可能在观察这场席卷全人类的灾难的时候，我不自觉的或者不自觉的就戴上了一种比较批判现实的眼镜。但与此同时呢，我也同时作为一名文学创作者，这让我保有在对个体在灾难下的痛苦和无力时候有一个更为感性的认知。因为我的专业是哲学，所以我在学习哲学的时候，我在明代的一个儒学家王阳明的思想中，我找到了一个叫万物一体的思想 ，all is one，是他思想中的一个非常重点的环节。那么这一理论不仅从道德哲学的角度，更从形而上学的本体论的角度论证了这个在这个世界上所有活着的人与物，它都是浑然一体的存在。然后它同时也要求人们对不幸的人产生一种责任感，将仁爱的原理推及到世界上的所有人身上。我想在目前现在全球充斥着各种各样的仇恨，同时我们面对着一种异常的灾难的这样的一种当下，这一理论对我们有着一种非常积极的引导作用。那么在这个时候呢，我想艺术也是更能够将这一理论推行的一个重要的载体。艺术它是超越语言的一种全人类的通行的话语体系，它能够使我们感受到人与人之间的爱与责任，同时也能让我们看到人性的光辉，以及人类文明的坚韧。我想说，时间使我们忘记，历史使我们记住，而艺术就像是劫后余烬上升起的光，它为我们回忆这样一种境遇打开了一扇窗口，使我们能够直面其他人曾经直面过的生活境遇，并从中获得一种感动和力量。现在疫情还在全球各处持续肆虐，结束呢好像还遥遥无期。那么我也想邀请各位艺术家和不管是策展人还是艺术家，我想邀请各位跟我共同做一个生活境遇的一个记录者，用手中的工具，不管是你是学画画的，或者说你只是喜欢用文字记录记日记啊之类的，我们用这样的工具能跨越时间的迷雾，将我们所经历过的绝望、感动以及希望送到下一个世纪乃至更遥远的未来。这就是我想说的，感谢大家。
Thank you, Yongjian. That's really impressive. And also the advice for every artist around here is really helpful. Thank you again. Okay, next artist, we're going to invite Yifan Li. And she is graduated from Beijing Dance Academy, but now is an artist to do some artworks. Let's welcome Yifan Li.
Hello, everyone. My name is Li Yifan. I come from China, and I live in Beijing right now. I graduated from Beijing Dance Academy. I I appreciate to join in this exhibition. Thank you very much. And now let me to introduce my work. The name is Fangcang Hospital. This kind of hospital is a temporary hospital built by warehouse, stadium. Spain built the similar hospital during the pandemic in World War I. Yeah, the virus spread out extremely fast. There were not enough room and space in hospital in Wuhan. Patients cannot make an appointment with the doctor. Temporary hospital was built with an incredible speed. Although hospitals admitted these patients, there are also risk of cross-infection between patients. My piece of art is a reappearance of Fangcang Hospital. The visitors can lie on the bed and experience how patients feel. So the visitors become an important part of my work because my major in my academy is stage design. So the visitors are also very important in my work. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yifan. That's really nice illustrate of your artwork. Thank you. And next artist, we're going to invite Liu Xiangwei. Hi, Xiangwei, are you here?
Hi.
Hi.
Can anybody hear me? Hello. Hello.
Hi, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you. So I'm Xiangwei Liu. I'm so glad to take part in this exhibition. I live and work in Beijing now. First of all, I would like to introduce two series of works in this exhibition. One is Grab a Wisp of Rainbow. The other one is Skeleton. Grab a Wisp of Rainbow is actually divided from my previous series of paintings, which were inspired by the smoke in Beijing. In this extended work, I enclose a small wisp of rainbow in a transparent brick, frozen a rainbow that I imagine to see from the light. I hope that those who can make the work could get a moment of healing, a moment to blank out, and to remember luck in life. The Skeleton series is also an ongoing series. This series of painting is my impression of those enormous flyovers in Beijing city. After this pandemic outbreak, I have two more research directions for the future. One direction is after the outbreak, I strongly felt that the influence of the media and the rage of the whole human society. In our era of network developed, most people consider that information we received are the fastest and the most accurate. We can make any comments and attitudes. Also, we can see anyone's comments and attitudes. But because of that, I find people are less to identify the truth of information they saw. That is to say, people are more likely to be affected, brainwashed, be provoked, and that produce a lot of prejudice, misunderstandings, and violence. This is what I confused. Shouldn't humans get wiser with big data and in free media? This also reminds me of the famous Mice Utopia experiment. The second direction is about living and dying. What I will explore in my future works is like death is like air. with no compassions and emotions. Everyone is dying silently. Human life disappear and become dust like all creatures. And I will explore in these two directions in future. And that is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Xiangwei. That's really nice introduction. Okay, next we're going to invite a special artist, which called Fabian. Hi, Fabian, are you there? Hello, Fabian.
Fabian's coming soon.
Okay, Fabian is joining. Okay, I might give a little bit introduction about Fabian. Fabian is as known as a Dizzy Viper on the Instagram, this kind of social media, and he worked for quite a lot of festivals such as Tomorrowland, Ultra Music, and also Nameless Music Festival. So this is quite like a warm up for Fabian's welcome. Let's have a look. Is Fabian joining now?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Can
Hi
you hear
there,
me?
Fabian.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, we can hear you.
Nice. How are you doing?
Hi, quite good. Now it's your introduction time.
Yeah, so my name is Fabian Oberhammer. I'm also known by the name Dizzy Viper on social media. I'm a 22-year-old 3D artist from northern Italy, and I'm mostly known for my daily renders on social media, meaning that I create one image every single day from start to finish. And I've been doing this for over 3.5 years now, and I have never missed a day since, which helped me build a really large skill set, and also helped me not to fall out of my skill set, meaning to not unlearn things, if that makes sense. And I'm also very proud of my amazing community on Instagram, which is almost at 50,000 followers right now. And I use Cinema 4D and Octane Render mainly for my 3D work, and Photoshop, After Effects, and Nuke for my post-processing work. And I've learned, like, I found a lot of artists that inspire me for my art. Sorry. Mainly being Simon Stalenhag, Beeple, Ash Torp, and Philip Hodas, but obviously also hundreds and hundreds of other artists that inspire me every single day. And the amount of inspiration that comes from the internet is huge. And I originally started this because I wanted to make video games, but I really quickly found out that I'm not interested in learning coding. I simply don't think it's fun. So I then started making music, and while doing so, I found an interest into stage visuals, so the animation going on in the back of concerts. So I started making those with free Blender 3D software, and then quickly switched to Cinema 4D, and that's where it really started to fascinate me, and I started getting a lot better very quickly. And yeah, now my hobby is basically my job. And like you already said, I worked for Drake, Skrillex, Excision, and festivals like Tomorrowland and Ultra Music, which was amazing, especially seeing those huge animations that you worked on for months and months, and then finally seeing them on the stage is an amazing feeling. And I also, like I mentioned earlier, I really love how many people you get to know through this, like-minded people who have the same interests as you have, and speaking to them and working with them, just like the people from this venue right now. I would never have met them if it wasn't through my Instagram, and I'm very, very thankful to be here today. So the two pieces that I present you today is Secret Friends and Out in the Cold Again. Secret Friends is it's more an experiment that I was trying to do they're both part of my daily renders, and Secret Friends was more of an experiment to try out volumetric lighting, meaning foggy lighting and very mysterious lighting. But I tried at the same time to make it not look too scary, but beautiful instead. And what this image basically shows is a girl being lifted up by some secret imaginary friends. But they shouldn't look too scary, so it looks like they're helping the girl out. And the second image is called Out in the Cold Again, which has actually no particular meaning to me. I just thought it would be very interesting to set a very sci-fi looking building into an existing landscape, so like polar and snowy landscape and environment. But also here, the main role that makes the piece what it is lighting and the volumetrics. That's basically what I did here.
Yeah, thank you, Fabian. And I think, yeah, I saw people is already applauding for you. Seems they're all really interested in the kind of different art practice. And thank you. Let's invite our next artist is Xian Wei. Hi, Xian Wei.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm Xianwei Xu. I'm now studying MA drawing at Camberwell College of Arts. And first of all, I want to thank you all curators for organizing this online exhibition. And I'm in London now. Combined with the theme of this exhibition, I feel that during the epidemic time, the social interaction in reality was forced to pause. But the virtual world has always been running. So the use of social media and various online communication methods become more popular than before, I think. And people may spend more time on facing with digital screen. So in my work, I want to refine some changes about how individuals can contact the outside world and their own way of existence. And I use the digital screen as a medium and drawing with a scanner. The scanned content is mainly about some information that can shape a personal image, which is from published photos in moments like WeChat moments and some memes and tests when used, etc. And I feel that this process is similar to build a personal archive in a digital way. And for me, the digital realm of the internet provides a certain kind of aura. It may result in disembodiment and displacement of time and space. So in trying to visualize the state of living online, I attempt to understand how culture, physical, and social integration is changing, especially in terms of how people become related or separated in this specific time. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Xian Wei. That's a really interesting idea. Use a scanning system, and it's really inspirable. Thank you. Okay, let's invite the next artist is Xu Hongming. And what we show on the screen is his artwork. Hello. It seems Hongming got a bit technical issue. Okay, let's save the time. We can try to let Zheng Xinhao. Hello, Xinhao, you here? We can invite the Xinhao artist to speak at first, and we will go back to Hongming.
我用大家可以听到吗？
可以 ，Yeah, we can hear you.
对，我用中文来说一下吧。对，就是首先谢谢就是各位，然后很高兴参加这个展览。然后其实我这个作品呢，其实是在这个从这个开始构思到开始制作，其实都是以这个今年年初为一个开始的一个时间段，然后所进行的。然后其实今年年初我们大家也都知道，其实是一个疫情这么一个阶段。然后虽然这个作品不完全是为这个疫情而做的，但是其实多多少少会受到了疫情非常大的一个影响和一个触动。对我来说，我觉得我们在这个疫情的这种当中，更像是在一个 风暴的一个风暴眼的一个状态当中，就是我们生活还在继续，可能并没有波及到我的个人的一个生活，但是确实我感觉到危机四伏。同样的话，其实我在创作的一个脉络当中，一直是以一种看似十分冷静和克制的这种手段，但去想去表达出背后的那些不安与这些危机的这个成分，包括这与我个人的有这种焦虑啊，这种情绪有很大的这个关系。其实包括这一组作品吧，其实也是从这个方向然后往处走，寻求一个突破点啊。然后对，就是里头的很多的一个物件，包括其中的一个空间，我都是在寻找的一个中国我们日常非常常见的一些住户的房子。完了以后，大家其实在这个屏幕上可以看到，其实就是在一个未装修的一个小区里面，进行的这些作品的一个制作，然后里头的一些物品都是我们在日常当中非常能常见的一些物品，但是我对它进行重新的一个结构和一个重构，把里头的一些要点去掉，或者将它一些就是很细小的颠覆。就是如果不去仔细的去观察，或者说去这个很敏感的感受到它的话，其实你往往我觉得会略过其中的这种点，所以也是和前面我对于焦虑的这种态度，做了一个自我的一个阐述吧。因为我觉得就是我们现代人可能往往把焦虑啊，包括抑郁啊，当成了一种疾病在对待。完了以后，包括其实我自己也有这样的一个经历，但是其实我在发现，其实我个人觉得并不是，因为我觉得焦虑和抑郁这种看似非正常的一种东西，然后可能往往就是我们本应有的一种能力，其实就像动物在这个森林里它应有的这些触觉一样。完了以后，我们依靠这些东西去很敏感地感受到我们未曾看见或者未曾听见的一些不安与危机的这些事情，但是我们往往很愚蠢的现在在忽略它们。就包括我前面在说，其实有一个误区，就是关于这个东西可能是一个它是一个疾病，是看似不正常，但是其实这个刚好相反。就是我觉得我们的日常有规律的生活和我们的这些焦虑相比的话，我说不上哪个是更正常的，或者是哪个是属于癫狂的一个状态。对，就是可能就说这么多吧。好，谢谢大家。
Thank you, Xinhao. That's a really interesting perspective to the anxiety. Thank you. Okay, let's invite our last artist. And after this artist, we might have a group picture. So I hope everyone, if you are still in here, and let's try to, after this conversation, let us have a group photo. Okay, hello, Xu Hongming. Hi there, are you ready to give us an introduction? Hi there. He's trying to get some music background. So thank you for everyone's patience. Let's have a look on the screen. That's his artwork, and I will give everyone the introduction soon on the chat box. Hello. Sorry, everyone, that's our last artist and really have a really great artwork. So we really want to wait for him to join us. And I might just a quick introduction to our later event. So we will have a rest and take a group picture around 5 minutes. And after it, you will have a bit of view of our curator's view about this exhibition and how we use such a short time to organize and curate this exhibition for everyone. And we might discuss about our components like open call and exhibition and the public program for tomorrow. And after this, if any audience have any questions for curators or for the artists, you can just ask, open your camera, or you can just type something in the chat box. 所以一会儿呢，我们会大概有5分钟的休息时间，然后和大家一起来拍一张集体的一个照片，然后作为我们的一个存档。然后也是感谢大家今天参与到我们的活动。然后大概在5分钟之后呢，我们会有一个策展人的一个总结。我们会根据我们如何举办的这个展览，还有我们的一些作品招募活动，还有我们明天要举办的一个公众的一个节目互动，包括一个行为艺术将在伦敦的千禧桥附近会有一个展出。然后之后呢，我们还有15分钟的时间留给大家和观众进行，可以和你喜欢的艺术家或者是和策展人来进行互动问答。大家可以提前准备一下这个问题，在现在这个等待的过程中。Is Xu Hongming back here now? We can't hear you. 我们听不到你，可能闭麦了。有一个小小的话筒的一个按键，你可以点击一下，这样我们这边可以听到你说话。
我这边看到他是在说话的，但我
可能是麦克风 ，might be some issues with the microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, I can help him to do a little bit introduction. Might be not that precise as his views. So this painting is a set of the watercolor painting he created in 2018, and the frame is 20 centimeters square, and the material comes from a black and white photo of a Russian photographer who basically copied the composition of his work. So no matter in life or the work, he always feels that everyone seems to have a self that can be separated from the home and work. So the two selves are sometimes separated, sometimes merged, and sometimes they are broken. 所以大家看一下这个图中的这个作品，他是觉得艺术家呢是觉得每个人在生活中呢都会来保护一下自己，然后所以会有一个这个轮廓的线来围绕着这个人物。然后这是他在2018年创作的一组水彩画，框架呢是一个20厘米的方形为主。它的材料主要来自于一位俄罗斯的摄影师的黑白照片，他基本上复制了作品的整个构图。他在这个艺术作品中，他可以让他想到，无论是工作还是生活，他都会觉得每个人都会有一个和工作和家分开的一个自我。这两个自我呢，有时候会分开，有时候又会合并，但有时候又是破碎的。I hope that's what the artists want to talk about. Okay, thank you. Thank you for everyone listening until now. Now we might have a group picture. So I hope everyone can turn up your camera for just 5 minutes and we can get a really nice selfie together. Thank you. Thank you for cooperation. Okay, I'm going to count down. Hope our IT group can have a really good screenshot. 希望大家截图美一点啊，笑一下。好，我们来做第一张。1, 2, 3. Okay, so as long we got 2 pages of participants, so we might have another one. We might have 4 more. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Well done, everyone. Really nice. Okay, final one. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can see more people joining. Okay, final one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. That's a quite weird way to do a screenshot, isn't it? 有点奇怪，但是我看大家都很漂亮。 好，给大家1分钟休息时间，我们等一下来聊一下关于策展人之间的一些对话和互动。当然，如果可以中英都讲的话，那是最好了。Okay, so next we're going to invite our curator to give some speech about our exhibition and how this raised up and how our open call and how we deal with the assignment for everyone. Everyone can have some water and have a listen. Okay, so on the theme and the works, our curator would each share their impression about the different assignments. So everyone can see we are quite a unique exhibition because we launched our exhibition on the Instagram. So this is quite a unique way, like a unique curatorial practice with this curation exhibition. So Ivy, do you want to talk about how we came up with this idea we published on the Instagram and why we choose this kind of platform? 我们来讲一下为什么我们会选择在 Instagram 上来发布我们的作品。像一般的展览呢，可能会有其他的策展的一些方式，我们可以来听一下我们的策展人泽慧，和我们分享一下我们是如何在开始有这个想法的。
啊，如此突然。Yeah, so I will speak first in English. Yeah, we come up this idea of having an exhibition on both online platform on Instagram and also WeChat. It's because in the context of the COVID-19, the epidemic, we literally can't do a physical exhibition. So everything just closed, and we face the lockdown, and we can't go to the galleries and museums to see exhibitions, and we can't hold our own exhibition, physical one. So we want to have an online exhibition during this tough crisis, this tough period of time, to deal with the problems on how art plays a role during the crisis, how artists works to face the crisis and to deal with the unstable condition. And why we choose there are so many platforms, online platforms to do the exhibition, but why we choose Instagram and WeChat is we consider that WeChat is the most, I think it's one of the most useful, have the most members in China to have chat, to exchange ideas. It's a platform of exchange these informations, and so does the Instagram. Instagram is a social media platform here in the whole world, yeah, to mainly use the images, use the text to to share the ideas and exchange ideas. So we think because the exhibition is mainly the visual art. So in the Instagram, we can show it the image in a very have a very good effect. So people can wear it, browse it like a real exhibition, because you can see it. It's well designed. And in the WeChat also, we have edited it and make it a post that everyone come in here and could see. It's just not just we put everything in. It's not just assembly of the works. We have the logic in it. We have the preface. We have everything that make it like an exhibition. So basically, that's why we want to use those platforms to have exhibition on it. Yeah. I hope that could explain the questions. 还要
德辉
中文讲一下，好长哦，瞎说没有逻辑。下面让顾妮讲一下吧。因为是对
Okay, Nikki, can you explain about the process, like how you came up with this idea and how you do with the press release, this kind of stuff, and how we struggle at during the exhibition? You can share your experience with us to show how the curators work. Okay, thank you.
This project started since March, I think. At that time, London is still in the pandemic and is still locked down. And during that time, I feel I cannot go outside as the normal life. And I started to watch some videos, some films, and read some poems. And I feel like during this silent time, the art spirit will rebirth and will like real life, because during the consuming society, many art became like a product, and people make art just for their living and for their lives, and the art spirit well became dim and gloom. So I think maybe it's the time to rebirth this kind of spirit. So basically I want to find the praying besides the art pieces. Is there any spirit, or whether it can lead people to think of their lives, their religious, or their something beyond their lives, but based these art pieces. So I want to see whether artists will rethink of the body of art. So we make this exhibition to see the rebirth of art and art pieces. Maybe Zehui can add more, because this group we merged with Zehui and me. So her group like to talk about the violence, but my group would like to more focus on the praying and waiting behind the pieces.
Nice group. We initially have the idea to discuss how art could do something in this tough period of time. So the two groups come up an idea of doing this, but we have separate different ideas. Nice group want to try to explore the praying, the waiting, a kind of discuss how art works to how to say to release some bad emotions and to deal with the inner world. And our group members said we would like to have some artworks around the concept of violence in the crisis. We think that besides the physical virus that actually damage our health, the physical health, in the mental world, when all of us can't go out to the nature, to the city, all of us in the quarantine, stuck in our home, at our home, and we could only talk to other persons through the internet. and in a digital world. So how about there's virus in the digital world, and it is also infectious, and our emotions could infect by those desperate, those people who are spread their emotions, and also, for example, those rumors exist in the internet, on the internet. Those rumors, those fake news, and when we face it, it is easy to get into it, to believe those fake ones, those rumors. So I think this is what we can have a reflection on, those situations we have in, and those states, those what happens in our mental world. Yeah. And this could be kind of violence, and we want to hear more of from the open call to whether artists are finding their exploring the concept of the violence. So yeah, and we combine the ideas together and make it a very general one, a very general open call for the artworks, not a fixed theme. So we want to get the artworks to deal with different themes and concepts. And later we selected those works from these almost 60 pieces. So and we come to the final idea that we know from the artworks that we have an common idea about the virus. It seems that the pandemic will never end, and we cannot go back to the normal state of our lives. Yeah. And it is stand and turn and stand and turn. It is a circle. It's just a loop. Yeah. So that's basically how the concept come to this. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone want to have more bonus point to speak? Hello, no, okay. I might speak on Qianjing's behalf due to the Qianjing's network problem. So Qianjing is one of our curator to design this poster. So the overall feeling of the poster part is to be really experimental, but not dignified, to showing the state of the object between the dynamic and static, like what we said, the stand and turning. And we discussed about the overturn the draft many times before we produce this satisfactory version. And the virtual design in online exhibition is also important. Yeah, thank you, Qianjing's idea. And I think that's all what we want to say about the curating part. And next we're going to do the Q&A session. Hope not everyone not waiting so long. So if you have any question to the artist, you can just type their name and your name and chat in the chat box. 所以现在我们进入了问答环节，大家对相互的艺术家有什么问题，可以把你们的问题打在旁边的那个 chat box 里，这样我们就可以来根据你们的顺序，然后来叫到你们回答问题。你们也可以提问，向我们提问，也可以向艺术家提问。好的，谢谢。Any questions?
Any questions? 俊玉。
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Are you with us?
Okay.
Hi, it's Chris here.
Hi, Grace.
Hi.
Welcome.
I'm so glad to attend your private video today, and it's really impressive. I really like this opening echo, and some of the artists are really just make me still to rethink about, like just you said before, and how we deal with ourselves, deal with the society, deal with the news, the mass media, and mass communications during this pandemic period. This hard time is really challenge to hold this exhibition for me. I'm so happy to see that, and it's really great. So I have a very simple question. I'm wondering, because you just mentioned before that you choose to use the Instagram to hold this exhibition. So have you ever thought about to use like other online platforms, like to host even record some video or something to post on like the YouTube, TikTok, or use other websites for this exhibition? So, and why do you use the Instagram? Because in my opinion, the Instagram is a point that the other people can only like follow your account, so that's okay. So the other people can only follow your account so that they could see the artwork you displayed there. But how can you what's your target audience, or any others like marketing methods you would like to use to attract more audience, or how about that? Thank you.
That's a really good question. At the beginning, we want to use Instagram is because we just want to use the original platform to make not a lot of distraction. Like normal exhibition will have different platform like website and books and WeChat platform and Instagram and Twitter. So this is kind of distract people and also makes your audience to be separate in different streams. So they might not really focus on what happens in the Instagram. So that's why we just choose one platform to do it, and it's more focused on how we're going to do this work. And we use a really well-designed layout to show it's really easy to similar to when we see something at the exhibition in like the museum or gallery. We both like see the artwork, then see the label, see the description. And this is really easy for us to see just through our Instagram. So I think it's quite a good approach, try to approach to this one. And we don't want to use the other platform to distract people. And as for the aimed people, what we aimed is for people who for the artists who share the same feelings with us, who have the same feelings during the lockdown, and how they generate their ideas with us. So we're more aimed to the people who are interested in how they feelings going through the pandemic and the lockdown. And we want also the artists to interact with each other, to give them a platform like today, the Zoom, to give them a platform to talk with each other, to discuss with each ideas during the lockdown, to see if we can find any common sense during it. Thank you. Anyone want to?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's really helpful, because I can understand you don't want to distract like our audience, but as the curator, I know the be neutral is a very important thing to hold this exhibition, right? But do you think the Instagram is too neutral for because there are so many artists in your exhibition? But have you ever think about to use different way to illustrate different artworks from the artists, because some of them might write a poem and others like some image or like sculpture or painting, but some is this a good way to use only one platform to display these various kinds of the art? Thank you.
Actually, we have WeChat accounts in line with the Instagram. So we have two platforms, not only on the Instagram, but most of the artists that I selected is from Instagram. So our guests and artists, they have the platform is based on the Instagram. So that's the reason why we choose the Instagram, and based on our ability and our time. Instagram is a tangible way and tangible platform to do this kind of group exhibition, and it's very efficiency, and very you don't have to cost a lot to find a place. And also, if we want to build a website, we might not have that energy, and we might not have the ability to make it. And also we have John Layson project, so it's really a tough thing to think out of the Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just want to add something. In my point of view, a very important point that I want to use the Instagram is because we use the Instagram to share our daily life, the photos we took during the work, study, traveling, and during the quarantine, everyone's life is not that normal, but we still have to lead our life. So we can also use the Instagram to share our daily photos, and what the artist works is kind of a response to the crisis, to the lives that we are living. So and our caption under each work is written. We deliberately written it in first person. In first person. So we use this way to make it like a diary for artists to respond to the problems, questions they raise during the crisis. So so that's a very important point to choose Instagram. Yeah. Does it answer your question, Chris?
Okay, thank you. And I have yes.
Okay,
I have a question for one of your artists. It's a very interesting question, and I'm really impressed by her artworks. To the artist Liu Xiangwei, she's here?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay,
Hi.
that's great. Hi, I really like your artwork because I can
Thank you.
understand you that like your theory about mass communication, because I really like that as well. Because sometimes I was still thinking about how can we like distinguish the news we receive from our different media, because sometimes we got the news like if we are living in China, we will the news we got in China is always like saying that how the situation is getting better and how the government just control the pandemic. And also we can know that how like Americans or in the country, in the Western country, how many people just suffering from the government. They didn't pay attention to controlling the outbreak of the pandemic. But however, if we just live in if we would live in other country, their government will also just like to report some of the good news in their country and like to say something bad or say something to, especially like the Donald Trump, he mentioned about where's the virus came from. And well, actually I heard some when I was in London before, some classmates will heard some like gossip or something like scandal or something like where the viruses come from. There must be somewhere in China, even the human beings create this virus to spread it around. But so the interesting thing is that how can we just choose what's your attitude towards these differences between the media, the news from different governments, and how can the normal people, like the citizens in one country, to think about the news they get in their society. I really interesting how you think about that. Thank you.
I know what you say, and this is actually the things happening, because the thing you said happened in China it's exactly happening. But at this situation, I actually believe the government. I believe China's government, because I can live in peace, and my life actually cannot feel any change. And for your question, I think people should watch more or read more, and keep silent. Do not say too much, because you don't know what you say is right, but you can actually influence somebody.
Well, I can understand you, because based on our knowledge or based on the news we received in daily life, the keep silent is is a good way, because we don't want to just to spread the lie, because some news are fake. As absolutely, some news are very somebody will believe that, but actually others will say that it's clearly is fake. But how can one person to say that the news he got is true or false, is real or fake? But if we don't speak out, how can we force the government to do something positive, or how can we because it's very clearly that the news we got is quite different from the Hong Kong, from Taiwan. The news they got is quite different from us. So if we don't speak out, we don't we keep silence, how can we communicate with each other? And the boundary will be larger and will be wider between the country to country, like the area to area. I think that's how do you think about it?
Yes, I think what you say is right. Sometimes we cannot keep silent, but if you cannot see the truth of the event, you just give your attitude or your comments. It's actually creating influences speech. And the matter is that you said how to tell what is truth news, what is fake news. I cannot tell you, but all I do is that I stay still to feel, to live, and to communicate. I know there's a lot of news, bad news from China. It's spread on the website. Sometimes I think that will be the brainwash for the Westerner people. That is my idea.
Okay, for example, I would take there's a very famous one. It's called Fang Fang Diary, and the Fang Fang Diary was published in U.S. But her diary is written in China, Wuhan. But well, actually, somebody would say that somebody would say that she betrayed his country because she wrote something bad, or she wrote something fake. But actually, her diary, some of them are real, but some of them are fake. But her diary can help other countries' citizens to get to know that how bad the situation is, or how strong the virus is. And do you think that's a good thing, or do you think she should not just publish her diary in other country right now?
I think the whole thing is so weird. I cannot, because of my limited of English, I cannot tell you a lot. But as far as I know, there is a weird things to happen. The way she record the experiment of her staying in Wuhan, I think that is good. But actually, she is not actually be in the hospital. She just a lot of her words is one of my friends said, I heard someone said. It's like that. So it's actually, I think it's kind of exaggerate, or I think it's fake.
Well, although it's fake, do you think her diary is necessary, or is this in some way is this useful to record these events, or do you think should be exist, or it should be like eliminated?
I think it could be exist, but sometimes people, when they cannot get enough of knowledge and they cannot tell the truth, they may brainwashed. They may have prejudice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're a bit running late, and there have some other people who want to ask some question for the artist. Jia Chuan. Hello, Jia Chuan.
Hi, I just had one simple question for myself. Before I just heard from you that you will have like performance artwork in the future, and I want to know what platform you're gonna use to present this performance artwork, and how you're gonna do later.
Sorry, I have to translate while I speak back to you. So the public program will be happen tomorrow. It's kind of performance art, which will including our exhibition to fulfill our exhibition's aim, because we might have more from like the different artworks, like kind of still and also kind of some movement. And we might still use the Instagram, because the other event will still have another Instagram account called Walking Over the Bridge. And this performance will take place on tomorrow at 6:45 around the Millennium Bridge. And this performance will enact kind of 3 steps, 1 bow performance, and crossing the bridge to the from the Tate Modern to St. Paul's Cathedral. And this is quite a symbolic and tangible connection between both spirituality and contemporary art in London. And while people can participate in this work, and which will link this kind of spaces, will allow you to commit to memory the things that we have witnessed and realized during this pandemic, and how deeply we are wounded from this, and how much we have grown, and how closely we are related, but how easily we will forget. So it's quite similar attitude and theme to what we want to describe in our exhibition. It's the same as well. And also, we are really glad to invite our artist organizer, Si-Win here, and she might talk to you later. Now I will be a quick introduction with in Mandarin. 所以明天呢，我们会在千禧桥有一个行为艺术的表演，然后它也是来表现一种我们在这个疫情中如何受伤害，如何又从中康复，我们又有多么快的把它忘记，又怎么样把它可以让它记在我们的心中，所以我们会采用这样的一个行为艺术的方式作为一种纪念。然后明天的话也会作为一个合作的一个 performance art， 因为我们希望更多的人来参与，我们会把它作为一种大家集体创作的一种艺术品，然后并不是一个指定的艺术家的作品。Okay, let's welcome Si-Win to say something about this event. Hello, Si-Win.
Hello, I'm the artist who organized the walking performance over Millennium Bridge. Yes, like many people, I also feel greatly affected by this pandemic period. I think most of us witnessed in this pandemic how we can easily be vulnerable and how we can be easily powerless in front of this situation. So, and at the same time, even despite of this our common fragility, we also witnessed many discrimination and hatred happened among us. So I want to create some space to ponder about what we witnessed in this period. So, and at the same time, I want to find some opportunity to accept what we realized in this period in more embodied ways. So I used the three-step Wonbao Buddhist ritual. The three-step Wonbao Buddhist ritual originally used as a pilgrimage, used for their Buddhist pilgrimage, but in this context, I convert the meaning as a more reflective performance. So through this slow walking, I want to make some space to reflect our experience and make some opportunity to accept our vulnerability, in this performance with people. So I organized this performance, and at the same time, I think the place quite symbolic meaning. The place has very symbolic meaning because Millennium Bridge link between Tate Modern and St. Paul. In London, St. Paul is a kind of symbol of contemporary art, and the St. Paul is a kind of symbol of spirituality we need. So I want to make some link between the two places with our art performance with people. Thank you.
Thank you, Siwing. I hope this question will find you well, Jia Chuan. And yeah, this is also advertisements for tomorrow's event. So I hope you guys can join us with all the curators and performance artists. If you are in London, we can walk across the bridge together to memorize all what we have been through, and also to be one of your art practice and art performance. Yes, for all of us, and this can be a collective practice, like a collective artwork for everyone else. And we already have all our professional video group and also the choreography group. So we might have the rehearsal today and hope to see you guys tomorrow if anyone interested in. And how to participate, you can just see the chat box. I will just post it here. If anyone interested in this, we can join at any time. And also if you have any problems, you can just message the Instagram account and we will come back to you as soon as possible.
Can I add one more thing?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, I heard some opinion about the kneeling down activity considered as religious, but in this performance, the aim of making the motion of kneeling down is not for a religious action. Of course, I also not a religious person. Just what I want to create in this motion is totally embodied surrendering. Usually surrendering can be considered as a very passive action, but I think in surrendering can be considered as a very active motion, active action to accept our reality already happened. So kneeling down on the ground is not for the religious action to some outside sacred existence. But for the symbolic action as an acceptance of the present moment. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Siwing. So what Siwing said is like this kind of performance is not like a religion stuff. Although we take some kind of steps, 3 bows and 3 steps and a bow, looks like a bit like what we known as the religion stuff. But what we're trying to do is not anything related to the religion stuff. And also, if you don't want to do it, you're still really welcome to join us to have this slow performance across the bridge. Okay, seems our time's run out a bit. Anyone have any question for artists or curators?
Hi, Cara, do you have any questions? Maybe she's not here.
This is also artist, like a conversation as well. Yep, Rain.
I really like the work from Jay, this one. If anybody can say it. Really interesting about your work. Is that possible to introduce more about this work? Is it one piece or is it a group? Like you have more pieces, or this is the only one pieces you have?
No, I have more pieces, but I use the same methodology. Are you interested in sort of the methodology or the topic?
Yeah, are you interested about like actually I really want to see how the rest of work look like. Yeah, it seems very interesting
Yes.
for me. Yeah.
Yes, I have a website, which is simply my name, jhandy.com. And there's also, I'm on Instagram, as is everyone, which is jhandy as well. So at jhandy. There, particularly the Instagram account, you can see a lot of the different pieces, but it has the same feel. So take a peek, and I appreciate the compliment.
Okay,
Thank
I will
you.
go check it on your Instagram and the website. Thank you so much. It's really nice work. Like,
Oh, thank you.
make me feel like, I don't know, like quite sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been described by critics as nostalgic and maybe a bit of forlorn. I try to capture what I call a glimpse, just a glimpse. If I were to ask you to look at something and then look back, you'd only remember a little bit of the main subject, and then the rest would fragment away. So much of my work is trying to capture that memory, and often it's fleeting, just a moment. But it's a moment that we all share. We have these moments that are lost like that. So I try to capture it. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Jay, and thank you for raising your question. That's really nice, and we can have a more round information about Jay's artwork. And thank you for Jay to introduce your Instagram to us, and we will definitely give a look and help you to advertise as well. So maybe we're left for one more question. Anyone want to ask anything? Yes, Lei, please.
Hi, everyone. Okay, I have a question about Li Yifan's work. His artwork, Fangcang Yuan, is really interesting, but am I speaking English or Chinese?
Maybe Chinese is better.
Okay, I firstly speak in English very quickly. Is that I saw your works consisted of 3 paintings together, and they are sketches, but I'm very curious, they are made out as I don't know, installation work, or they are just stay in the planning stage. 就是你的那个图，它是停留在设计图的方式，还是它的确被做出来了，成为了一个装置作品，让人们去体验了？
这个作品呢，其实是在今年的年初的时候，就是疫情爆发的时候。然后我才就是说去有这么一个想法，去弄这样的一个作品。因为疫情的原因，即使说是真的想去实施它，也比较困难。而且你也看到了，就是这个作品当中需要用到大量的这个床，资金方面的话可能所以说还并没有实现，仅仅停留在一个设计图这么样一个方案上面。
谢谢。那请问你有没有打算把它用别的线上方式实施，还是将来会怎么发展吗？我觉得那挺有趣的，我感觉会是一个很公共雕塑形式的方向去走，变成一个体验式的作品，在我预想当中。
这个我不太清楚它是否归于这个或者是雕塑类型，或者说是装置类型的这样一个作品。如果说以后真的能有机会的话，其实我是比较希望它能够在一个场地里面去实现，而不是线上，因为它需要 观众就是去参与到这个作品当中，他去切身的去体验这种就是你躺在这种床上的感觉。所以说我觉得可能单纯在线上是不太就是不太现实的，因为就是参与者不能感受到这种临场感。
好的，谢谢。
哦，谢谢。
Thank you.
Thank you. We might have one more question, then we will finish our today's exhibition opening. We will arrive to 3 o'clock at night. You might be really late in China. Anyone have any question? Okay, seems not. Yeah, thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. And thank you thank you every artist to join today's opening ceremony with us. And it's quite late, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Okay, so
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, we hope you can come tomorrow, the 1st of July at 6:45 p.m. at Millennium Bridge. And we're really looking forward to meeting you all to have another collective performance art together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.